Hey, what's going on, Remedy?
Hey Nino, how's it going?
Pretty good, not too bad.
A couple questions for you. Are you running for a second term?
Yes, I am. I
Okay, perfect.
decided a couple days ago.
Okay. Do you have a game plan for that, right? Okay.
I do. Yeah, I have a pretty good one actually. At
Okay.
least I think so. But would you like to hear it?
Yes.
So first off, why me? We've got Barrick Johnson and a guy named Letson running. And both of those choices are pretty much insane, right? We got Barrick, who's, Max's disciple and a cop. And then you got Letson, which is, who is that guy? You know what I mean? So,
yeah. That's fair.
And then
Eric is running, huh? That's I did not know that.
Yeah, so this is what I was told, and it wouldn't surprise me either, given the way that I ousted him from chief of police.
Yeah.
I popped off on him. Let's just put it that way, and told him to get the fuck out of my office. But to be fair, the guy has been a no-show, so.
Right. That's fair.
So, we have cooked so much legislation in these last 3 months that literally there's not much left to write. Minus like particular things, like if someone comes up with hey, we want to do this thing and make it legitimized, yeah, we can do that. But I want to go to the next level, which is take my Los Santos representative board, which is like 30 individuals who review all our legislation. They're like all across. It's like PD, people from all different groups, They'll get, I'm going to turn that into district representation. So, effectively allowing the districts to have a direct voice and a direct say of the government, of governance of Los Santos County. So it kind of takes away the power, some of like the mayoral power, and puts that voice directly into the people,
Okay,
so
interesting.
yeah. So
do you have like a set map for the districts, or like
I have some ideas for it, but I think part of that is, over the next 2 weeks, I want to kind of assess people's thoughts on it, and then kind of mold from there.
Right.
Yeah. Where's your interest in all this? I think.
Well, I mean, I'm not like a huge politic person, but I'm just interested in having the best city that we can possibly have. And
hell yeah, I appreciate that. Well,
I was pretty upfront with you originally. I didn't vote for you, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't vote for you this time, and doesn't mean that I don't support you, because obviously I have. But
yeah, of course.
no, like I think it's a great platform. I don't know this Ledson guy. I know some of the people backing him.
Really?
But I don't know. I don't know him. I've never met him. Never heard of him. And Barrick, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, for all I know, it could just be like fake news type shit. But it's certainly, I think a big part of it comes down to this too, is these last 3 months are probably the most egregious months I've spent in Los Santos.
Right.
The internal drama has been insane. And so a lot of what I wanted to do was pretty much chopped at the knees or at the ankles by both the DOJ and, let's just say, Blaine County Sheriff's Office.
Right.
I won't go into the particulars of it. However, after bringing up these concerns with the state, I am not only reinvigorated, but I've been given clarity on the tools that I need to actually make some of the big differences I want to make.
Oh, perfect.
Because I don't think a mayor should be, chopped down to just legislative writing. And that's all me and Andy have been. We need to have autonomy. We need to make a difference that people can legitimately feel. And I
Mhm.
feel like if I can show that in this term, especially backed by all this legislation, that gives future folks the idea that, hey, I could do something like this. Doesn't have to be a carbon copy, but at least be like, hey, these like guardrails don't need to be there. I can actually turn this, like, the county into my vision, right?
Right. Like
And
right now, you can write legislation and move a bunch of sliders around, and
yeah,
that's
that's it.
great. But it doesn't really, and it's not on you, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not, and that's what I've been trying to tell people, like while talking about the election.
Mm.
They're like, well, neither Nino or Andy did anything. Like I spent a good while talking to Kyle Pratt about it because his whole platform is fuck Andy Jones, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh well, get people to vote for me. No, it won't. You guys have literally been hamstringed. Like, there's not much you can do, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I've been
Yeah.
trying to talk to people about. It's like, just because nothing happens this term doesn't mean that it's the mayor's fault. They were it goes higher than that. Like, it goes beyond the mayor's office. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if people are listening, but
I
you know.
I think there's always gonna be, what I have found is usually folks that say those things, and I could be wrong,
Mhm.
generally are man, I don't want to use the word ignorant, but it's probably the best
Yeah,
descriptor.
yeah, yeah. No,
Is
you're right.
it's where because some of the things that were asked for me was pretty much construction requests, right?
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
why I've jokingly been talking about, like, oh, hey, I brought some new heists in the city, or like, hey, that tuna shop, I just opened it up. Because, like, what the fuck, like, we don't, those, that's outside of our purview.
No, it
Um,
totally is. Yeah.
but I think some of this feedback, I think, for my see, I've got a plan. It's called Project 2030. So after my election, I'm going to be, after this next term, if I get elected, that's
Mhm.
kind of where my focus is going to be. And I think Project 2030 is a plan in which I really want to bring Los Santos to the next level.
Okay.
It's but
Well, your platform sounds good. Let me know if I can help with that in any way.
I would love
Obviously,
it.
I'm a felon, so there's not a lot I can do legally, but
I think being a felon Los Santos is not much different from being a non-felon nowadays. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah, fair.
I feel like like I've
I
heard
mean, I can't vote. I can't bid on auctioned cars.
that. Well, so when I said I've got the tools, I will
Hmm.
say this, and this is why I hope Pred changes his platform. Is and I can be as I'm gonna be just I can only tell you my POV, but
Right.
I have tried to work with the other county.
Hmm.
My disagreement was 2 hours into getting into office. I did not want to entertain a conversation 14 hours awake about an interceptor unit because it
Yeah.
was the bottom priority for me. Um,
Absolutely.
and unfortunately, that conversation was taken so poorly that pretty much there's been no work between us two. And to the extent that I actually wrote a letter and had it hand delivered to say, hey, let's get G6 statewide, no response.
Hmm.
If Pred can fucking lock it the fuck in and actually make a impactful platform and get in a position, I know that he is at least somebody that between both of us, we can sign legislation together. Now, this is something that people don't realize, is that if him and I pass legislation, it becomes state law, which means
Right.
cases like you just mentioned, where about like, rentals and shit, we can
Hmm.
pass something making it so felons can do that. If there's certain things like all that state law that's in there, we can either A, remove it, or B, replace it together. And honestly, that right now is what people should be aiming for. It's going to be a hard sell, though. I mean, there's a
I
lot of
kind of
people that
wish
hate
that there
my guts,
was
and there's a
there was
lot
a
that hate
third
his
person.
guts.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
I wish there was a third person that was running for Blaine.
I think if there was a third person, they would both. I think Eve and Pred are gonna be such a. I think people are gonna have a clear. Am I voting for Eve or am I gonna vote for Pred on their like checkbox? I could be wrong, but I feel like they're like polarizing enough that people are gonna vote one way or the other. If a third option came to be, I think they would just cannibalize their votes, and ultimately.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm speculating. But
I just really don't want to vote for Kyle Pred, so.
Yeah, no, I
which is
trust me when I
conflicting
say
because
I don't blame
I
you.
want to vote for you.
Yeah. Well, like I've said, my future is not tied to the hip with Pred, and Eve is my niece. And
Right.
she was a part of my campaign team, and she, I mean, for all people know, she's my plant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, that could work to your advantage.
Yeah, it absolutely could. But I think right now, in terms of like what I'm gonna do, regardless of what happens in the north, I think the districting in I want people to get residency in both a district and in Los Santos County if they live down here, and that then unlocking them the potential for what is it called, like district representation. I think that in and of itself not only would empower like the different communities in Los Santos, but it would equally give them insight on what can and cannot be done, right? Because like you said, it's like people just don't know, right?
They don't know, yeah.
They don't know the hours that like, and trust me, I've heard people say like, oh my God, Nino's done nothing. And I look back and I'm like,
yeah,
bro, we put 35 pieces of legislation, bringing music industry back, events back, like we're funding the EMS, we're funding the LSPD, we're about to get them a helicopter, like all these things. But the thing is, no one's going to know because no one's going to
could
see
you
it.
not get them a helicopter? Just saying. I mean, like, I don't need them to have a helicopter.
Wait, the EMS?
Yeah, and well, okay, EMS can have one.
Yeah. Wait, did you mean the cops?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean the EMS. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this
speaking of events, I need you to be super honest with me before I put a bunch of work into this, okay?
Yep.
What are the chances of me getting $1 million to run a massive Christmas event?
Easy.
Okay.
I just did $1 million. Someone requested, did an event yesterday. We kind of encouraged them to do it. We want people to do events. You need $1 million? Boom, easy.
Yeah.
The only thing is like it needs to make sense. And to give you an idea, we had a bit of a back and forth with Greenlight District because they wanted to do a $250,000 prize pool, but $500,000 in administration. And I'm like, bruh, like I can't in good conscience, like this looks like a scuffed charity. So we upped the rewards up to $600K. So as long as the numbers make sense, like they chopped it up to pay people like $18,000 an hour. I can't do something like that. It's got to be like man hours. Have got to be things got to be reasonable, Otherwise, it jeopardizes me.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be like a three-tiered event, like 3 different events in one, both storms.
I love it.
Which is why I need the big. It might even be a little bit more than $1 million. It's basically I want to do like. So they just did a scavenger hunt, and like I had been planning the scavenger hunt for like months, so I'm kind of bummed. But I'm still gonna do
another one. Do another one, please. Yeah. Especially earlier.
A Christmas themed scavenger hunt. I want to do a massive concert, a Christmas concert and event with like food and entertainment, and then I want to do a racing tournament.
Yes. My goal, I want an event every week. Like, okay. Yeah.
Well, I love doing events, so I'm down.
Really?
To help. Yes.
Listen, if you want to set another one up, like even sooner than that, especially around this time, because the problem is, like, I tried to talk to Greenlight. They're doing it like super late, and I want people like right before tsunami or after tsunami to also like an hour after tsunami be able to enjoy the shit too. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Well, I was
so
thinking like midway through both tsunamis because I feel like that's like
yes,
I have trouble with the train, so I kind of also just have to go on my schedule, unfortunately.
okay.
But you know,
I
um,
am 1,000% down for supporting that.
okay.
Um,
So basically, I'm like totally down to do events. The other thing with this event is that I was wondering what the possibilities of getting trophies in could be. Like I
we
know
can
I
do
can
that.
do it through scraps, but I
Yep.
think I'd rather have it something that people could put down in their house.
That is unlikely because I
Okay.
think that's like a federal authorized thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. But
Because I just like I have like a Christmas trophy token thing from a while back.
oh, yeah.
So I didn't know what the possibility of having that happen is
I think
basically.
that'd be very difficult because I think it's got like a certain kind of meaning behind it. So,
Okay, okay.
um,
But
but
so we can just do it through scraps then. That's fine.
yep, easy. In regards to like the funding of it, like pretty much, um, like all the details are up on the event legislation. Like it asks for a
Mhm.
name, description, da, da, da. So we pretty much need to see like a plan in writing, so we know it's like
Yes.
real, right? And then
Yeah, yeah.
we need a cost breakdown. So, and we do the same with like the music thing or whatever. So, we Jasmine, she's actually around right now. She's assisting with the event stuff. She has an idea like what my expectations are, but it's kind of like a pre-receipt, right? It's going to take two people. We're going to pay them this much amount of money. It's going to take this amount for food. It's going to, da 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 da. And
Right.
so
Okay.
that way,
Is it can it at the start be estimated? Because
yeah,
I'm not
yeah, yeah.
actually sure. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can even write in like overhead like 100,000, like, to cover extra expenses or something like that. And so, as long as you make it clear in the receipt, that's perfectly fine. And my main goal is I want to make sure that people that want to do events can do so as long as it's inclusive. And the second stipulation, and this is kind of a side effect of yesterday's event, is I do not want police officers to participate unless it makes sense for them to participate. So, like, for example,
Right.
yesterday's scavenger hunt, yeah, cops won, but it kind of felt shitty because it's like, it's the people that need the money. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't really care if the cops win the scavenger hunt, but I
Yeah.
think that they shouldn't probably be. Well, if it's a legal race, I guess it's not a huge deal.
Yeah. I think it's,
Like we'll be able to do races, right? Like a racing tournament.
yes. Yeah. In
Okay.
fact, we have another group that wants to do something similar, but don't feel like you can't do one of these either, right? Because who knows? This might
Right.
not be good. So the answer is yes. If it needs to
Okay.
be through city streets, then it would need to be coordinated with the LSPD, which is going to take a lot more effort. My
Right.
general recommendation is you put in a request to like close out like LSIA, right? And or
But
something along those lines.
what if I just don't clear it with the PD and we're all racers and don't care? They chase us.
Oh, that I can't because then I'd be funding something illegal. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Okay.
However, if it was, yeah, I wouldn't do that. That would be,
Because like there was a company that did a huge tournament recently, like a couple months ago, and that was through the city streets. I don't know if they cleared it with the PD.
how do I put this? I'm not familiar with it, but
Okay, okay.
the thing about me and Pred is we can look at someone the wrong way and we're getting impeached or investigated.
Right. Okay.
So I'm sure a lot of people get away with a lot of things, but if I do even something like 5% of that, I've got marshals up my ass.
Right.
To
Okay.
give you an idea, a doctor and the guy who's helped write most of the legislation was shot down by the PD while because he went to go let him know he found his stolen car, and they think they didn't do anything about it, and they believe that he was like involved. So
Oh.
yeah, that's kind of the environment I have to operate in.
Okay.
So yeah. Look, I will say though, I'm glad you brought up racing.
Hmm.
I actually want to pass legislation for and I need to meet up with the racers on this and kind of get a better insight. And this is I'm a big car enthusiast myself, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of like teams that are out there that that like to show off their cars every so once in a while. And I think it's very good for the county to support those car shows by getting maybe the top two, car shower offers a little bit of a subsidy. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
So that's something that kind of came to mind to me yesterday. I just haven't had enough time to cook on it, but that's something that I would want to aim for in the next, after the elections. But,
right. Do you have any control over crypto?
I have considered creating a crypto market, like kind of like Mopec, but I feel like that'd be a lot of work.
No, like okay, so right now, I don't know how much you know, but car parts are extremely hard to get, and they degrade.
Really?
And yeah, it's exhausting. Like it's overwhelming the how hard it is to make your car even decent at this point.
I was hurt. I was told $400,000, and it breaks in 2 weeks. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Minimum, and that's on $1 million car that we've already paid $1 million for.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So like right now, the only way to get car parts is essentially illegally. You get them chopping, and you get them through bet, which is racing and boosting cars. So that's the crypto I'm talking about.
Bet.
Yeah. Like, so if there's a way to like increase the amount of bet we can get in the city right now, like, or alternatively, car part boxes.
Wait, what is it called?
They're called car part boxes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, that's like the thing you use to upgrade it, or?
Well, see, the thing is that you get one and it's random. And you could get a random, like semi-slick tires, for instance, are like one of the best tires you can get right now for your cars. But in order to make a tire set, you need 4. Between my boyfriend and I, we've probably opened 100 of these boxes and gotten 1.
Oh my God! Wait, how do you get the? Oh, you purchase it with bet, and then, so it's like a loot box for car parts.
Yes, literally, and it's random, and there's no way to trade them in other than trading with other people. And not only that, but there's stages, Nino.
Can I see one of these? Like, I'm like really. Is it like? Does it have a thing where it's like, and then like it picks something in the slider? Like, is it like a CS:GO crate?
I could bring you one in theory. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I have the bet for it.
No. If you know anyone, I'd love to and they don't mind me opening it, I'd love to take a look. Okay. Just because I don't know.
Toby, do you have enough bet for a loot box?
Oh my God. I want to see this.
Okay, Nino would like to take a look at it because he wants to see if it's something he can adjust. Could we do that after?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can bring you one in like maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Where are you?
I can be wherever you need me to be. I'm just kind of running around on the beach.
I'll call you back.
Okay, easy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Oh my God. I want to see this. That sounds so cool.